Yeah, good morning. Good morning. This is Morning Dew. Welcome to another edition. Now, to the topic, you are in the world, but not of the world. You are in the world, but not of the world. Quickly, I just want to remind some of us who have become the fact that we are not of the world, who are taking it out of context, who are becoming so totally not of this world that even God is concerned. We are not of this world. It's talking about the fact that we are not, we don't have the same values with this world. We don't have the same conduct with this world. But we are in the world. We are in this world. We are not of the world. The material with which we are made is not of this world. In the sense that the moment that you take on the life of God, something else drives the other person, another drives you. The will of God, the purpose of God, the government of God is upon you. It drives you, and something else drives the other person. Selfish ambition, whatever. Something else drives that person other than God. But you are not of this world. That means the government that is over you is not of this world. But that is not to say that the food we eat is not of this world. You know, sorry to say, but I know that some people still believe that what they eat matters to heaven. It matters to your body here on earth, yes, but you know, but some people still believe that whatever it is they eat, it's going to affect how their relationship with God. Of course not. Jesus has settled that. You know, it says belly for the food for the belly. As soon as you've eaten it, where it digests and it goes out, it is what comes out of you that matters more than what goes inside of you. So today I'll just talk about briefly 3 things that while you are not of the world, you should not also become so out of the world that God cannot use you in the world. You are not of the world, but you are in the world. And it is in this world you are called to have effect, to have influence. It is in this world you are called to function. Don't make the mistake that God calls you and it is to be a church person, you know, to function in the church. You see, when you gather in the church, all you gather to do in the church is like, as you are in your house, in your home, you know, you serve in your home, you wash plates, you do everything, but it is just being at home. But it is in the world that all that you are taught is called to bear, is called to work. And so it's very important that you know these 3 things. Now, the first thing is be aware. Don't be ignorant. Be aware. Now, I will share the story of a broadcaster, a younger colleague who was, I mean, the story is still painful till today, who was just on his way to, back to work, and robbers were robbing. Now, I just want to use it as an example of being aware. And he was in his car, he wound up, and he was listening to, probably he was listening to music or he was listening to messages, and he did not know. He didn't look around. He didn't see that people were gathered around, because they said people were actually gathered because there was shooting in front. Robbers were robbing in front. He did not know. He was so concerned. I mean, he was so driving his vehicle and so into whatever he was doing in his car that he did not, in fact, he was listening to music, I think, because when they got him, he was listening to music, that he did not hear anything that people were saying outside. Probably some people were calling him and saying, stop, stop, stop. He did not notice that people packed and people were afraid and all that. And he entered into the operation of armed robbers, and they shot at him and he died. Now, I'm using that example, you know, as a vivid example of how you are not to shut your ears to what is happening around you, how you are to remain aware. You know, when it says be sober, be vigilant, you must be vigilant. You must know what is around you. And now I'm not even just talking about physically, you know, I'm saying, look, what is happening in the world, what is happening in your state, what is happening here and there. Stay in tune. Don't cut yourself out. For look, when the time comes and the Lord wants to use you for what he wants to use you for, these are the things that will form the basis of how you are going to operate. God will give you the mandate, but look, the operation is going to be based on what is available, what is happening around you. So be aware. Be aware. Don't deafen yourself. 2, be involved. Be involved. You know, like almost 30 years ago when I came into Christ, there was something that was happening then. In fact, it had started before I came in, but it was obvious that it was like a campaign. The church was trying so hard, and probably still trying so hard now, to remove members from social clubs, to remove them from anything that is not church groups. Wanted them only for church groups. And so many people, they will even sing in church that they're not doing this. Of course, in those days, you know, some of those things were putting pressure on the people. You know, pressure or begbejo, you wanted to wear the same thing, you know, do party all the time, you know, and so, especially, you know, southwest side, you know, and so it was a burden. We ought to have taught them how to avoid the burden, how to reduce the burden, but not how to leave all their social clubs. So many people now have nothing they belong to except church groups. No. That's not how God wants it. He says, you know, be involved. Be involved. We are not of the world, but we are in the world. If God is going to do anything anywhere, he will need you to be there. Look, light must be somewhere for it to be turned on. When there is none there at all, no matter what, how is God going to work in the midst of them? So light must not shy away from darkness. Light is supposed to be, you know, when it comes on in darkness, you know, disappears. So be involved. The next thing is being humble in relating with the world. This holding your shoulders high, and I mean, that kind of attitude with the world does not cut it. You don't dress like them. You don't, you know, I don't know if anyone believes that there's a certain kind of dressing that came from heaven, or that there's a certain kind of dressing that Jesus left as how we should dress. None. It is here in the world that we are deciding whether we want to wear long skirt or we want to wear short skirt. We want to weave our hair, or you want to do dreadlocks. It is here on earth. It has nothing to do with heaven. Now, there is decency, you know, and the reason for decency is because we want the other person, we don't want the other person to fall into sin, maybe by seeing your half nakedness and all that. But you see, even as that, the measurement differs from each person. What will make what this person thinks is modest is different from what the other person thinks is modest. And so be humble in relating with the world. If you cannot get this, you don't get anything. Be humble in your relating with the world. Drop your shoulders. See, God is, when Jesus said, look, you know, there's this parable where he says that it's when someone has 100 coins and one is lost, he will hold the 99 and be looking for the one that is lost. Like this thing, that world is more precious to God than you think. They are the purpose for which he saved you early. You know, he didn't save you a day before you will die. He saved you early so that you can shine the light. Then do not look down on those who have not come to God. Do not look down on those who have not come to the knowledge of the Lord. Be humble in your interaction with the world. This is very, very important. You know, Bakpasoke, do as if you are more than them is definitely not the will of God. So I've said 3 things now. Be aware, be involved, and be humble in relating with the world. See, you are not of the world, but you are in the world. And God is going to use you in the world, not in heaven, not outside the world. It's in the world. You know, when we're talking of the world, we're talking of the spheres like art, medicine. You're talking of Nollywood, anything, you know, media, every sphere whatsoever. You are called to be there and to be involved and to be aware and to be humble in your way of, you know, dealing with them. You will not know how precious those people are to God, how very precious to them. He can sacrifice you for any of them. Did he not sacrifice his son for them? So do not ever look down on them. Be humble when relating with them. That's it today. Let's meet again tomorrow. That morning dew, 7 a.m. every day on this platform. Thank you. Bye.